Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Ashrafil Mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. So we continue again with our sentences within sentences. And I just want to remind all of us, especially me, what I'm supposed to cover today, inshallah. So we've seen the two different types of jumla ismiyah and the components of the jumla. Yes, when it's jumla fi'liyah, you have a fi'il, your fa'il, your maf'uz, your hal, your muta'ali, yes, and your jumla ismiyah as well, mubtada habar, and of course muta'ali as well. Yeah, and then we said that never different type of phrases that we had, yeah, that we could use within the context of nouns, yeah, within the context of nouns. A fi'il will always remain a fi'il. There is no usage of phrases for nouns, yeah, but we can use phrases in the place of nouns. So we said that for certain roles or certain slots like fa'il, hal, mubtada, habar, you can use any of the phrases that we have learned. Yes, any of the phrases can be used in the place of these. However, there are certain nouns, yes, that you can only use certain type of phrases. Yeah, like we know muta'ali is either half jar wa majroor or zarf with zarf is a mudaf ilay. Yeah, so these are things that we need to be aware of. Then we went on to see that, okay, not only do we are able to use phrases in the place of the nouns, sometimes we can use sentences. So we saw that habar can be represented by a sentence, and then the maf'uz, both the first and second maf'ul bihis, can be represented by a sentence, and hal can be represented by a sentence. Yeah, ma'tuf, this is what we did the last time. And then we did badal as well, and we started off with mudaf ilayh. And tonight, inshallah, we will finish off with sifa. Yeah. Now, before I go into sifa, there are a few things that I wanted to go over again with respect to mudaf ilayh. Yeah, mudaf ilayh. We said that it can be a sentence, alhamdulillah. So we talked about something called special adverbs, yes, and I also explained that the term mudaf ilayh can be between any two nouns as long as they make sense, okay, because we can't just keep on adding any two nouns to make a mudaf ilayh. Yeah, we can't say something like the cat's car or something like that, yeah, because then it wouldn't make sense. There's no cat that owns a car. Yeah, but we can technically make the cat's car, okay, from mudaf ilayh, because they're both isms. Yeah, technically that is possible. So the car of the cat, the car belongs to the cat. The owner is always after the word of in terms of translation. Then we had mudafs, yes, mudafs that are in the form of zarfs, zarfs. And zarfs, we know, indicate something within time or within place, yeah. And then we had special adverbs of time, yeah, not just any general adverb of time, but just this particular set of adverbs: lama, kullama, is, iza, muz, munzu, and haisu. Yeah, so these are special zarfs. Yeah, not to be confused with special mudafs, because special mudafs can be zarfs, okay, and special mudafs are mudafs that do not need the of translation. Yeah, we don't have to say of. Yeah, because it will be like ba'da, qablu. These are all zarfs. This is actually special ones, special zarfs, specifically all of this. Yeah. And we said that for lamma, what follows lamma is usually a fi'lun madin. Okay, what follows lamma, we usually use it with fi'lun madin. Kullama, yeah, would be fi'lun madin and mudari. We can use it, yeah. Is with jumla fi'liyah, jumla ismiyah. Iza will be with fi'lun madin, yeah, but with the meaning that certain conditions. That means it hasn't happened yet, but you find it in the form of fi'lun madin. It can only happen if certain things are present. Then haisu, we need to use bainama with it, plus jumlah ismiyah. We don't find this bainama in the Quran, but we do find haisu in the Quran. Muz and munzu, jumlah fi'liyah, and you can use it with ismun. And when it's ismun, it becomes like a jawa majrur. Now, all of these are your mudafs, and as I said, in this case, it is jar and majrur. We saw some examples on that. If you can't remember or vaguely remember, just go back to the notes or the recording and see how this is done. Okay, then I explained something that day where I said the mudaf ilay of is, remember, like what we saw in the previous slide. Let's see the previous slide. That it is either jumlah fi'liyah or jumlah ismiyah, the sentence after is. That's what we saw. So now we're looking back here to this particular example that I was looking at, where it is jumlah fi'liyah. So this was straightforward. This was straightforward. We had a jumlah fi'liyah, the big sentence, with the fi'il, the fa'il, our maf'ul bihi, and this is our maf'ul fihi in the form of mudaf, mudaf ilay. So this is a noun slot that has been replaced by a sentence that is in the form of mudaf, mudaf ilay. And the sentence here, ihrajahu qawmuhu, is our mudaf ilay. So fi'il, fa'il, fa'il. So there's two levels of sentences. A sentence within a sentence. Now this was straightforward, but we had something, this one, Allah assisted the Prophet when his people expelled him. What were the conditions that had to be met when the people expelled him? Then Allah steps in. Now, the mudaf ilay can also be jumlatun ismiyatun. This is what I said. Still looking at jumlah fi'liyah with the half. This is istifham, fi'il, fa'il, muta'ali. We had one zarf, and then we had what I said was a maf'ul fihi, even though this is back to back two zarfs. You will not find this outside the Quran. You will only find this style within the Quran. Okay, this is a rhetorical function that Allah has used to make his language or his message effective. Okay, so we have a big mudaf here, and then we have a mudaf ilay here. So your maf'ul fihi, why I did not want to show this structure was because it gets a bit confusing. It's like two slots now. Is it maf'ul fihi or is it mudaf ilay? But we have to look it in this way, because yes, it is this way. Your mudaf ilay is actually a sentence that is a maf'ul fihi. Okay, so that was the part that was a bit complicated, and I said it's not typical of normal day-to-day Arabic. Day-to-day Arabic, you would only have mudaf, mudaf ilay like this, or if like this, just something without a mudaf here, but you have a mudaf and a mudaf ilay of another sentence, jumlah fi'liyah or jumlah ismiyah. But rarely do you have something back to back like this. So we only find this in the Quran. So this was what I wanted to highlight. Jumlah ismiyah in this case, special case. Alhamdulillah. And the translation was, would he order you to disbelieve after when you had become Muslims? Because even in English, we don't really need the word after. But this is like he's trying to emphasize, Allah is trying to emphasize, this happened. You can say to disbelieve when you had become Muslims, yes, but he wanted to stress that it was after you had become Muslims. So that's why we have this back to back here. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Okay, this one is just another example, but in this case it's straightforward, jumlah jumlah ismiyah, but we don't have the back to back. Yeah, we don't have the back. So I found one that had this, but of course we're looking actually with a fi'il nakis. Technically there's a fi'il here, but we treat, as you know, with nakis it as a jumlah ismiyah. Yeah, we treat it as jumlah ismiyah. So here we have fi'il madin nakis, and it's isim and the habar. Yeah, but this is, when we translate, is like a jumlah ismiyah. So in this case, no back to back. It's just one zarf. Okay. So now we start with na'atun. Na'atun, as you know, is another name for sifah. Man'ud and sifah. Some prefer to use na'atun because wasf or sifah has other meanings as well. Yeah, it has description which does not necessarily come with a mawsuf. So you can have a description that doesn't have a mawsuf. Yeah, I think you know what I mean, because sometimes when I think of a sentence, I will share it with you. But there are moments when you don't have a mawsuf, but you have the description. Yeah. With na'atun, we always have the man'ud. Yeah, man'ud, what we are describing. Now, if a sentence gives more information regarding a nakirah word, nakirah words are words that end with tanwin. We know this, yeah? The definition of nakirah word or indefinite word is that it ends with a tanwin. It will become the na'atun. Yeah, it will become the sentence itself will describe the nakirah word. This is a man who came from the village. Yeah, this is a man who came from the village. Haza rajulun ja'a min al-qaryati. As you know, this is your ismu isyarah, and when this is nakira and not ma'rifah, this is mubtada and this is your habar. If this was ma'rifah, then this becomes one, right? So this would have been your badal of haza. Yeah, but in this case, no, this is nakira. And here in this case, we need to have something we call the a'id. Yeah, a'id is the isim fa'il for the verb ada ya'udu. Yes, which means to return or to refer. So there must be something here that goes back to your rajulun. If not, it will not be something that describes what is before it. Yeah, so there's something that has to refer to the man'ud itself. So in this case, we call this the a'id. Yes, the thing that is referred back, or the one that is referred back, the isim fa'il. So let's just look at it from this other point of view, so that maybe it'll be clearer if you don't quite get that. So we have this sentence, this is a man who came from the village. So the man who came from the village, he came from the village. Yeah? So that's the man we're talking about. This is what we're describing, the man. Yeah, a man who came from the village. Now, the sentence came from the village, yes, along with the relative pronoun who is the na'tun. Yeah, and it precedes rajulun. Yeah, or comes after rajulun in this case. In Arabic, we don't have an equivalent to the relative pronoun who. You don't see al-lazi somewhere here. Yeah. So there must be something to take the place of this, and this is what we call the a'id. In this particular example, it's your damirun mustatirun. Sorry, that's not tanwin. That's a single fatha. In the verb ja'a, yeah, which we know is huwa, and this huwa refers to a man. Yeah, so this is your a'id. Now, just show you the breakdown here. Like I said, mubtada, this whole thing is your habar, and this is your man'ud, what you're describing, and this is your na'tun, the description, which is a sentence. Yeah, we're talking about na'tun as a sentence. So fi'il fa'il with its maf'ul fihi. Yes, maf'ul fihi, as we said, only takes restricted phrases. In the case of this, jar wa majrur. Yeah, you can't just take any phrase to become your maf'ul bihi. It has to be either jar wa majrur or zarf and it's mudaf ilay. Okay. Now, how do we translate this? Now, translation is not difficult. Yeah, translation is not difficult with na'tun when it's a sentence. But it depends on what the a'id is. The slot that the a'id occupies. Just now, we know it is the fa'il. Yeah, huwa is the fa'il. Yeah, but there are other slots that an a'id can occupy. See? Okay. Now, in each example of the nakirah word, rajulun, 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 same nakirah word that I'm using, it's followed by a na'tun. Yeah, but each will be translated differently depending on to the a'id's role. In this case, the a'id is a fa'il. In this case, what is the a'id here?
Maful. It is maful bihi.
Okay.
Ra'aytuhu.
Ra'aytuhu.
Who?
Okay.
Who is Amir?
Okay, alhamdulillah. What about this one? Yaduhu sihatun. Yaduhu sihatun. So what's the a'id
Sihatun
here?
here it should be who? Zamir?
And what is the role here? Yaduhu?
Yadu, his hand.
Hand of his. So his is your? What slot
This is the ayat. Who Zamir is going back to Rajulun.
Yeah, it is the mudaf ilay. Remember? We had a slot here. So it's the mudaf ilay. Yeah, that's where it is. Alhamdulillah.
Sikhatun, what's the meaning of sikhatun, sister?
Dirty. It's dirty. No, not clean. Nas. Sikhatun is not clean.
Okay.
No, they is together. Wasikhatun is
wasikhatun. Yeah, wasikhatun. Not just sikhatun. Okay, alhamdulillah. Yes, Sister Quratu Ain. Alhamdulillah, I hear your voice. I don't know who is attending because I can't see. Alhamdulillah.
Barakallah fiki.
Fiki barakallah. Okay. Also, no, we've seen this slide already. Let's move on here. Okay.
Wasihatun.
But I'm not looking at that as the example. What I'm going to look at is this one. Yes, easier to understand. Rajulun saqata. Saqata is to fall. He fell. Yeah, he fell. There's also it fell because we're talking about qalamun, the pen. A pen, a man. Yeah, so here, how do we translate it? First, we take the na'tun. The na'tun itself is it fell or he fell, depending on whether it's a person or a thing. Yeah, so it fell, he fell. And then, if, as I said, if it's a human being, then the word whom or who, we put it in front of it. If it's a thing, then we can use either that or which. Okay, so that which it fell, we can stick it in front here, or who he fell, we stick it in front here. Okay, so that's your second step. I'm doing this step by step because Ustad had this way of doing it. Yeah, and it's nice because you know what's going on. So we will do this again and again for each type of a'id, so it really sticks to your head. So when you do translation, you will have no problems at all. Yeah, inshallah. Now, remove the translation of the a'id. Where's the a'id again? Which words are the a'id?
In which example?
Yeah. Which one is the a'id here?
In English?
Which? The he and the it.
Yes, good. He and the it. So it says here, remove the it and the he, and then add the translation of the man'ut. Yeah, add the translation of the man'ut. And what was the man'ut in the sentence before? We saw that. What was the man'ut that we were describing? Either, oops, sorry, I've gone ahead. Yes, either a man or a pen, right? These are the ones that we were describing. So these are the man'uts. So we said here, So then we've taken out the it, we've replaced it with the pen, and we've taken out the he, and we've replaced it with a man. Yeah. So then the translation becomes a pen which fell, a man who fell. Right? You can either use that or which, because it's not a human being, it's not alive, it's just a thing. Okay. All right. Alhamdulillah. Now, so Sister Shiraz, would you like to try this? Asnam, is idols. So how would we translate this? We have a negation here.
Which one, sister?
This one. Do you see it on the screen? Has it come up?
No, the screen is only the Rajulun Sakhatun. That is what I'm saying.
Ah, okay.
Sakhatun.
Do you
I'm
think?
not able to see.
I can see the screen.
Okay, Sister Shiraz, maybe you need to leave and come back in again. See how it goes. Yeah, see whether
Let's
they can.
see.
So
Okay.
maybe Sister Qurratu'ain, can you do this part first then?
Okay. So first we translate the ayat. Yes.
Uh,
No?
which is, yes, we actually translate the
Yeah.
Na'tun. we
Not
translate
okay.
that, yes, so.
Yeah. Do not do not benefit us.
It's tricky here because asnam is the plural of something
That's
that is ghair akil. Yeah, we know
That's
that
right.
when
Yeah.
it is actually she in this case. Yes, so we had tanfa'una, but of course in English we don't say she, we say it or them. Okay, even
Yeah,
though
they-
it is even though it is actually technically feminine singular. Okay.
Yeah. So they do not benefit us. The
And then
idols do not benefit us.
okay, good. Alhamdulillah. So you did 3 steps in one go. Idols that do not benefit us, yeah? That do not benefit
Yes.
us. So that is still maintained. Alhamdulillah. Can you see now, Sister Shiraz? Sister Shiraz, can you see it? The screen? I'm not hearing her. So maybe you can try the second one. Okay, Alhamdulillah. This is the
Sanawatun mabat.
this is
The years that have passed.
yes, Alhamdulillah. Good. She's coming. There's two persons now. Years that elapsed, yeah, or passed. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so quite simple, straightforward with fa'ilun. Not worried about fa'ilun. Then as maf'ul bihi, yes, as maf'ul bihi, it can also be the ayat can also be a maf'ul bihi when it comes as a sentence, when the na'tun comes as a sentence. Yeah, so it can be a person or a thing, that's obvious. And here we saw it. We saw in the earlier slide, yeah, ra'aytuhu. We said that this is a case of a maf'ul bihi. Saw it or saw him in this case. Qalamun, I saw it in the case of the pen. Yeah, so same process that we do. Translate the na'tun first on its own. Yes, and that was I saw him in this case, the sentence. Yes, ra'aytuhu. Then I saw it. Yeah. Then if it's human, we say it's who. If it's a thing, that or which. Yes. And we then remove the translation of the a'id and add the translation of the man'ut, yeah, in front. So then it becomes a pen that I saw, because we've dropped this, and a man who I saw. Yeah, so this is straightforward as well. Okay, let's do this one, Sister Shiraz. Now can you see the screen? Your mic is muted.
Yeah,
Okay,
alhamdulillah. I'm able to see, sister.
Okay, so now how would we translate this? This means to slaughter.
Baqaratun dhabahuha.
This is to slaughter. Yeah,
The cow. Baqaratun is the cow. A cow.
A cow, yes.
Zabahuha, we slaughtered it.
Yeah, we slaughtered it. So when we combine it, what should the English translation be?
Zabahu.
Follow the
Zabaha,
process.
zabahu, ha.
Follow the process that we learned here. Yes, follow the process that we
What is
learned.
that first we have to translate, sister? Because I was out, I couldn't
First, translate the sifah
make it
itself.
out.
Yeah.
First, what to translate first?
The sifah itself.
Like?
Do you see the slide now? Not tune on its own. I've changed slides. A bit worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Translate.
So
I saw him.
I saw him. I saw it. Yeah, because that is this. This is the sifah because it comes after your nakira. Yeah, and ra'aituhu is your sifah. It's in the form of a sentence. So translate this first. Yes, that's the first step. So this is I saw him. I saw him. Okay. After you've done that, you add in front of it, depending on whether it is something or someone, which or whom. Okay, which or whom. And finally, for the final step, you then remove the it and him and add in front of this the translation for the man'ut, the thing that you are describing, which is a pen and a man. Okay, a pen and a man. So now we have this example. Baqaratun zabahuha. So
a cow whom they slaughtered it.
Okay, but we need to drop something, right? We said that we drop the a'id. We don't mention the a'id. So how would we translate this?
They slaughtered.
Yes,
a cow?
Yeah, they slaughtered.
Whom they slaughtered?
They slaughtered a cow. It's enough. Yeah, they slaughtered a cow. So the first step was to translate the natun. So they slaughtered it. That's the first step, right? They slaughtered it. Yeah, they slaughtered it. Then the second step.
So replace that it with the thing which is. Acha.
And then we said that if the it was something, how do you say? A person.
The manut going back to the manut.
Yeah, so so but in this case it's not. Yeah, so we say they slaughtered a cow. Yeah, they slaughtered a cow.
Okay. Inshallah. Yeah.
So, Ustadha Duraida, I was just thinking, like, if we were to change it into a normal pattern, how we know the Nath and Manot, could we just make it? I understand what you are. I mean, in the sentence, it's a maf'ul bihi, but after having done that, if we wanted to say baqaratun dhabihatun, then that will become like a one word.
Oh, you mean like as in a normal? I see. That means you want to say the slaughtered cow. Is that what you mean?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be like that. Yeah, we won't have the fi'il and fa'il in it. Yeah.
Yes.
A slaughtered cow. So, what about this one, Sister Shiraz? Khubzun akaluhul walad.
Akalahul waladu.
Yes, from your Tuesday class.
Akalahul waladu. Akalahu.
This one you know.
Yeah, khubzun is the bread.
Yes, good.
That is the bread. Akalahu waladu is the file. So the boy ate it.
Yeah, the boy ate.
So the boy ate
a bread. Yeah, ate bread.
The boy ate
bread. Yeah. We don't say the boy ate a bread. We just say the boy ate bread in English. I mean, yeah. So the boy ate bread. Yeah, because we normally drop the a'id. The key here is to drop the a'id. Alhamdulillah. regardless whether it's
But
maf'ul bihi or fa'il.
I'm still thinking, like if we were to still retain the meaning of the man'ut, sorry, the naat, then wouldn't we translate it as the bread that the boy ate?
Yes, we
So
would.
because it is describing the bread, isn't it?
Yeah, the bread that the boy ate. But
Mm.
we'll see how it's done the next examples. But that's not
Okay.
how we would say in English, would we? That's the thing. So this is a translation, but if we were to literally translate it, what you say is true. A bread the boy ate. Yeah, a bread the boy ate.
Right.
Or a cow they slaughtered. Right? So that is the literal translation, because after all, bakaratun comes before. Yes, bakaratun
Yes.
comes
Yes.
before. In Arabic, it's just like when we say it is a red house. But in Arabic, we will
Mhm.
say house red. Yeah? Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
So
Yes.
this
Yes.
is what's happening here. It's a matter of language difference, not how we
That's right.
understand it. Yeah. So we have
Yes.
to
Yes. True.
follow the flow of the language. So that's the thing. So
Yes.
that's where
Yes.
it gets
Yes.
a bit complicated. And yes, and sometimes when you translate it, you lose. You don't appreciate the nuances the Arabic language gives. Yeah. When you
Yeah.
translate it, it loses
Yeah.
its magic somehow or other.
That's right. And I think that's where all the muqaddam and the muakhar, the whole discussion about muqaddam and muakhar comes in, isn't it?
Yes. The
And we don't
habar.
have the muqaddam and muakhar in other our languages.
Mm.
So, like for instance, if you, normally the file comes before the maf'ul, and why was the maf'ul brought in? It becomes like that, isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
So
we
it
can't
only applies to the
emphasize it.
Arabic
Yeah,
language. Yeah, that's
you
yeah.
can emphasize things in that way. You know what is more
Mm.
important to you. You put it in front. Yeah,
That's right.
which
That's right.
we don't do in English. Yeah, we don't do in English or and my own language, and maybe in
Mhm.
Urdu. But maybe in Urdu they do. Yeah, because it's based on Arabic, right? No.
Yeah, but the sentence structure is still not the
Ah,
same. Meaning,
ah.
like, yeah, they won't do it like in a manner similar to the Arabic. No.
Mm,
You
okay,
might mention the word and frame the sentence afterwards.
I see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Mm.
alhamdulillah.
Mhm.
Now, this
Alhamdulillah.
is where it gets a little bit tricky when it is a mudaf ilay. Yeah, when it is a mudaf ilay. Now, we'll see what I mean in a while. Now, the ayat in the sentence can be a mudaf ilay. Now, what's a mudaf ilay again? The word after of in English, meaning the owner. Yeah, the one that owns the thing. Remember, an idafa is basically a possessive construction. It indicates something belonging to someone, or something belonging to something, or someone belonging to someone. Yeah, so it's possession basically. But with special mudafs, like I mentioned before, special mudafs is not necessarily that meaning. Yeah, because it's like before or after, on top, below. Yeah, so these are
Mm.
special mudafs. And then
Mm.
what we were doing before was, as I said, special zarfs. Yeah, special modals are zarfs, and zarfs have special zarfs as well on top of that. So it's special of specials. Yeah, so that's when we saw the kullama and things like that. Now this can be a person or a thing. Yes, obviously. So baitun, babuhu mughlaqun. Now where's the sifa? Okay, here.
مغلق.
Yeah, mughlaqun, and it's the sifa of the thing here. Yeah.
هو.
But is that the case? That's the first instinct, right? Baitun, Mughalatun, because both are Tanwin and both are Rafa, and we say Mughalakun is belonging to Baitun. But is that the Mansuf? This is where it gets tricky. I know instinctively you would
That's
say
right.
that, but actually it's not. Yeah, it's not, because the Na'tun can be a Mudaf ilay. So it's going back where now? Let's have a look. First, translate the Na'tun on its own. What was our Na'tun again? Let's have a look. It's the sentence after
Mm.
the Nakira word. So it's Babuhu mughlaqun. Yeah, babuhu mughlaqun. Now, this mughlaqun actually describes babu, the door. That's open. Not the house, the door. Okay, so this is something we need to understand about idafas. So its door is open. Its door is open. English translation, its door is open. Now, if it's a literal translation, meaning if we direct translate it from English, it will be its door is open. Yeah, it's correct. Its door is open. Door of it is open. Yeah. So a house.
Mughlaq is open, sister. I thought maftuhun.
Oh, maftuhun is
Closed.
open in another sense. This one applies to doors.
Acha.
So, you know,
Okay,
Arabic.
Mughlaqun
Okay.
is locked. Locked.
Unlocked.
Yeah, because
yeah.
like in Surat Yusuf, we have غلقت الأبواب. So she locked the doors.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you're right.
Locked.
But I get mixed up as well. The same maftuhun and mughlaqun, I get mixed up as
Yeah.
And it can also mean
I feel like
victory,
Gulf
right?
is closed like.
Muftah also can
Acha.
also mean to be victorious. So we have to see the context again, I guess. But yeah, like Surah Al-Fatiha, yeah, that's the opening. But yeah, Fatiha also means victory. Okay. Its door is open. His hand is dirty. Yeah, the wasihatun. And add the word whose before the sentence. In this case, English allows you for both. Yeah, English allows you to do both.
well.
Whose its door is open. Yeah, a bit funny here, but we're doing a second step. Whose his hand is dirty, which is really awkward. But once we remove the a'id, the one in green, and add the translation of man'ud, then it becomes a house whose door is open. A boy whose hand is dirty. But
That's right.
in English, we don't really say this, do we? We would say something like this: a house with an open door, or a boy with dirty hands. Yeah, so we don't really say it. So, but in order to understand the concept, we will go on this: a house whose door is open, a boy whose hand is dirty. But how we would say it in English will be a house with an open door, a boy with dirty hands. Yes, it still has the element of possession, which is what idafas are all about. Okay, Sister Quratul Ain, masakinu maluhum qalilan. So we can take this as money, okay, or property.
Yeah. Shall I do it with the steps?
If you can, let's try.
Right. Okay. So first I translate the mudaf ilay. So his wealth.
Their wealth, because maluhum.
His wealth scanty or less. So his wealth scanty.
The whom. It's a whom.
Yeah. Sorry. Their wealth. Yeah. Their wealth scanty. Okay. And then I bring in the man'ut. So now I say.
No, you need to bring in the word whose.
Yeah, whose. Okay.
Okay.
Whose wealth is scanty. Then I bring the man'ut and I say the destitute people. How do you say the poor people? Poor people whose wealth is scanty.
Yeah, the poor people whose wealth is scanty. Yeah, that's good. Alhamdulillah. And then when we apply English, right? English, we would then take that a step further, just like the house with an open door, right? So we would say poor people with little money. Okay, this is the simple way.
Right.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Okay, Sister Shiraz, here.
So, Sister Zuraida, I have to excuse myself. I need to pray now, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah.
With a heavy heart, I have to say goodbye to you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
It just
wabarakatuh.
turns out to be this time. I don't want to waste your time, inshallah. I will watch the rest of the recording. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feek. Dar is house. Yes, dar is house.
Okay. Daruhu ba'idatun.
Hmm.
His house is far.
Yeah. Whose house
Sister?
is far?
Ba'id is far, right?
Yes, that's right.
Matlab, first I am just going for the one note.
Okay.
Daruhu, matlab, his house is far. To bring out his house. No, whose house is far?
Whose? Yes, his house is far.
Then
Whose his house is far?
his house is far.
Then,
A man whose house is far.
yeah, a man whose house is far. Yeah,
Is far.
Okay, yeah, we drop
then
the
I
him.
think so.
We drop
That
the
should be
him.
fine.
Yes, that should be fine.
Yeah.
We drop the
House
him
is
here.
far.
Yeah, we drop the him here.
Huh.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Okay. Now we move to the final form for tonight, which is the a'id as a majroor or mudaf ilayhi of a zaf. Yes, when it is this one. Yes. Okay. Now here, the na'tun can be a majroor, an isim majroor. This is what basically I mean. Yeah, the na'tun can be a isim majroor or a mudaf ilayhi of a zaf. Yeah, of a mudaf ilayhi of a zaf. So actually it's Jawa majroor. Yeah, this is actually Jawa majroor. So your na'tun can be Jawa majroor. Yeah. Minhu. This is your harf jar, and who is of course your isim majroor. Yes, this is straightforward. We know this. Kitabun qara'tu minhu. And then we can have waladun qara'tu ma'ahu. Ma'ahu, ma'a is your zaf. Yeah, so with him. With him. So this is the two different cases. And same thing, we're doing this. I read from it. Yes. And I read with him. Ma'ahu, minhu. Yeah, so this is ma'ahu, this is minhu. So then we said we would add whom if it's human, and that or which if it's not. Yes. So which I read from it, because we're thinking of the book. Yes. And whom I read with him, because we're looking at whom we're reading it with. Yeah. So here we will drop the a'id. At the end of the day, we drop the a'id. Why? To make way for the man'ud. Yeah, because it goes back to the man'ud. That's why we drop the a'id. So a book which I read from, or a man whom I read with. Yeah, but of course in English we don't say this. We would say a book from which I read, a man with whom I read. Yeah, we don't normally end. It's not good English to end with a preposition. Yeah, so this is how we would write it. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now, if the Jawa majroor is a maf'ul bihi ghayr sarih, then we will translate it as though the a'id is a maf'ul bihi. This is what we saw just now. Yeah, the translation that I showed you. Yes, this is basically a book. It is the it's like I read from a book. Yeah, I read from a book. So that's how it would be also written. I read from a book. I read with him. So this is like or with the man. Yeah, I read with the man. So that's why we're saying here it's like a maf'ul bihi. Yeah, so but in this case, waladun nasahtullah. Yeah, nasahtullah. A boy whom I advised. Who did you advise? A boy. Then kitabun kafaru bihi. Yes, a book that they rejected. What did they reject? A book. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Okay.
Rejected, yeah.
Now, how do we translate this?
Baitun natufu bihi. Natufu is clean, no, sister?
To go round. Tawaf.
Natuf is
to go round.
Tawaf, okay.
Yeah. So na is we.
A house.
We go round. Yeah, we go round.
Okay. A house we go around.
Yes, a house we go around. The English word is so long. I can't pronounce it.
We go around a house.
No, they say a house we
Even then, that should be fine.
circumambulate. Was the word
We
that.
circumambulate. Acha.
But
Well,
it
because
means we go
of
round
it
it.
is
Yeah.
the perfect word, right?
Yes.
Sister? Ji.
Subhanallah. Okay. Okay.
Ambulate. Acha.
Tilawatun
Tilawatun
bakaina
bakaina badaha.
You know this is to cry,
Badaha.
right? This is to
Okay,
cry.
tilawatan bakaina. We cried after it.
Yes.
Tilawa is reciting.
Yes.
We cried. Badaha after it. We have to go for the Nath Manut Badaha. Bakaina. Okay, Bakaina. We cried after the tilawa.
Yes, good. So here we put
After reciting it. We cried after reciting it.
Yeah, a recitation after which we cried. Because we won't mention ha, we're supposed to draw ha and he, yeah, because of its da'a'id. So we can see a recitation after which we cried. This
after
is
we cried.
The English, yeah, the English. Alhamdulillah.
English.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. We have one more actually. Khabar muqaddam. Let's see. Khabar muqaddam. I hope we can do this in the 9 minutes. The a'id in the sentence can occur within a khabar muqaddam. So that means a khabar that comes before the mubtada.
Before the mubtada.
But does okay.
We'll have an ayat in it.
So qisasun is our mubtada. Kitabun fihi is a khabar muqaddam. Yeah. Dainun rajulun alayh. Yeah. Let's see how we go about this. So translate the na'tun on its own. There are stories in it. Yeah. There is a loan on him. There are stories in it. There is a loan on him. There are stories in it. Okay. This does not look like a khabar muqaddam to me. It looks like a khabar. Because the qisas is behind. It should have been in front. I see. Yes, that's true. It's khabar muqaddam. Alhamdulillah. Allahi dainan. Okay. So there are stories in it. There is a loan on him. Yeah, there are stories in it. There is a loan on him. Now, if it is human, whom? The stories, of course, is not human. So which there are stories in it. Yes. I should have in it and on him here. Then remove the translation of the ayat. That's where it's gone now. It and on. And add the translation of the man'ut. Now it looks as if we've added it in. A book which has stories in it. A man who has a loan on him.
On him. A book which has stories in it. Okay. This is a normal translation, sister. Kitabun is a book which has stories in it.
Yes. And a man who has a loan,
a
loan on him, meaning that he has taken a loan. Yeah, so a man who has a loan on him. Okay. Now, the translation of jar or zaf can be brought before the relative pronoun zaf or jar. Oh, I see. The fihi and the on it. Yeah. The fihi and alayhi. Yeah.
Alayhi.
Yeah. In this case, the words there are will not be replaced and the relative pronoun whom and will be used instead of who. Okay. Oh, no wonder it was not dropped. Okay. Because it says that we can use them. So, a book in which there are stories. Yeah. So, it's an ayat that we maintain. In which there are stories. In which there are stories. In it which. Yeah. We dropped it like in it. Right? By right, it should be in it which there are stories.
In it.
So we did drop it. a man on whom, kan alaihi, right? Alaihi. So we drop the he. A man on whom
On him.
there is a
On
loan.
him. On
Whom
whom.
there is a loan. Yeah, on him whom there is a loan. In it which there are stories. So we actually drop the it and the he. Okay. Now, if the jar wa majrur are the maf'ul bi ghayr sarif, then it will also be translated as maf'ul bihi. This one we saw actually earlier. A boy whom I advise, but in this case we're looking at lahu. On him. Yeah, this is to him, for him. Yeah, that's how we would look at it. So that's why it's not there anymore. Okay, now here.
A boy whom I advised.
Baitun.
Baitun, a house.
Okay.
A house which we circumambulate.
Yes, okay. I don't have the translation here. Never mind. But we did it before, so that's why I did not add. And what about this one?
Babun dakhalna al-bayta minhu. Babun is a door. Dakhalna, we enter the house minhu. Okay. A door, we enter a house. Babun. A door, we enter a house.
With it, right?
From it, right?
Yeah. With
it.
Dakhal is to enter a house through the door. We would say we enter the house through the door in English. Yeah, we would say
minhu is through or from it?
With it.
Through or
with
from?
it. This is literal translation is with it. Yeah. So a door, we enter the house with it, right? We enter the house with it. But that's kind of like direct translation. So we would just say something like...
So we need to drop it from that?
Yeah, we actually dropped this whole thing because it's a bit awkward in English to say with it. Yeah? So we would just say we enter the house through the door, something like that. Yeah, we use the word through to represent the minhu. Yeah, so that's what we would do. Or because if we say we entered the house in the door, it doesn't sound right either, right? So it's more like we entered the house through the door. Yeah. But in Arabic, we know that we are using the door to go into the house. Yeah, we are using the door into. That's why we have minhu, the context of minhu. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now this other slide is about using a sentence within a sentence. Yeah, using a sentence na'tun in a sentence. Yes. Yes. When the ma'n'ut of a na'tun is the fa'il, and the na'tun can be translated in two ways. Sister Shiraz, I think because of the limited time, I don't want to go into this. What we'll do is we will continue this next week because it's not something I want to rush. Yeah, using a sentence.
Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. And then once we've done this, we will go into mausuls, which is a very interesting topic. Inshallah. Your different mausuls that we are going to look at. So that will be really nice. Yeah. So nested on is mausul.
It's a mausul.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Okay. Subhanallah wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakillah khairan kaseera, sister.
Amin wa iyyakum.